Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Shadow Fox 007. And, the last real conversation we had was kind of about legalization of prostitution. And today I kind of wanted to keep in that same realm, that same thing, but instead of prostitution, I kind of wanted to talk about the legalization of, like, marijuana, or actually just drugs in general. But before I do this, kind of want to do a little warning. I want to be very clear that I'm not condoning its use in any way, shape, or form. And to be quite frank and honest with the viewers, I've actually never partaken in drugs. Have I been around it? Yeah, sure. I've been to many parties, slews of parties where there was a lot of different types of drugs, but I don't know. It never interested me. I've been invited to do it, but I don't know. I just always kind of said, that's your thing. My thing was just, having fun being there. And I guess it's just because I never wanted to not have all my faculties, and I wanted to make sure my mind was right. And I guess it stems from not trusting people a whole lot. I don't trust people to watch me when I'm like shit-faced on the ground, but I, for one, do that to my friends. If I know they're getting trashed with whatever, I'm always going to be there for them. I'm going to take them home. I'm going to make sure they're safe. And I just don't want others. I don't want to rely on others in that way. So I think that's kind of why I stuck away from it, just because of that insecurity. And I know probably many of you are thinking like, well, then why would you even want to legalize drugs since you never do them yourself? And that's probably an interesting point that many of you may think or bring up. And I guess that comes from my stance in general. And it's, I guess the stance that all decisions that we make, all actions that we do have consequences. And we need to be accountable for them. Not too far from, I guess, the theme of Vanilla Sky, if you will, with Tom Cruise. If you ever watched it, great movie, you should check it out. But, all actions have consequences. And I'm one of those people who holds people accountable. And I don't feel government, per se, should prevent us from living our lives or doing an action. And prevent is a very key word, meaning not able to do it at all. I'm not saying they shouldn't punish you for doing a certain action like killing, hit and runs and speeding and all that stuff, but I don't think things that affect your life should be governed by the government, if you will. And I know many people will debate that, and many people have different sides of the coin, but bear with me and let me kind of give my philosophy, if you will. Example, we all know smoking does kill, causes cancer, various types, and many people die yearly with that. But has the government stopped that? Have stopped people from smoking altogether? No. You just have to, you can't be in public. You kind of have to do it in your house or in a smoking permitted area. Similar to drinking. That's, I would say, is another form of drugs. Maybe even arguably more deadly and more dangerous than, say, marijuana. But yet, it was tried to be, they had the prohibition, but yet it was lifted. And now people can drink. Granted, if you were caught drinking and driving, that increases your chances of an accident. And if you were to get in an accident or be stopped by police officers, your penalty is a lot greater. And I'm all for that, And so that's kind of where I'm like coming in for maybe the aspect of drugs like marijuana. Hey, do it. Do it in the privacy of your own home. But if you're caught driving, treat it like alcohol. That the penalty is greater because you were under the influence. And they already have DUI, that's driving while under the influence, not driving while intoxicated. That's another thing, if you didn't know. And also, for the sale, maybe have it controlled. Like you have these, I don't know, what are they, like greenhouses where you can go medical marijuana right now. Have that, but allow states to collect taxes off it, generate revenue, and they already do that for cigarettes, and I would say keep with that. And maybe this might have a benefit, because I know a lot of people are probably thinking like, well, you can't do that, you can't just legalize drugs because you're leaving people to their own vices, and that's going to lead to addiction, and addiction is going to be bad for them, and you got to prevent that. And that's true. People do get addicted, and it's very tragic. And to be honest, I've seen it firsthand. I've had family members die, not because, well, some with hard drugs, but some because of alcoholism. I mean, doctors have told them that you will die if you continue drinking. But yet, they didn't care. They, in their minds, drinking was all they had, and they were willing to die for it. Now, I'm not saying all of them, but yes, it's tragic, but that is the decision he or she makes, and I think you have to leave them to that. And yes, we can do everything to prevent it, but even with our war on drugs right now, people are still heroin addicts. People are still finding some ways to get drugs. I mean, I could go to a party today, and I know it's going to be there. So we do all less spending, but maybe we should just teach people to do it responsibly and don't make it so taboo for them. And quite possibly, if we have these centers, maybe we can monitor it. I mean, everything's in the system, right? You have a key card, we have an identification, and you could kind of say, hey, this person's been kind of hitting it regularly. Maybe we should offer some help, counseling, and instead of just them getting their smack on the street. I don't know. That's kind of, I know it's kind of weird and kind of maybe future a way we can do things, and leaving it into the hands of people. But I think people can be responsible enough, and I fully believe that. But unfortunately, my time's coming to end kind of shortly. So for now, I'll say this is Shadow Fox signing out, and until next time, peace.
Thank you for saving me.